Hello everyone and welcome to This Week is Stupid for the 6th of February 2022. I hope you had a great day because I'm just about to make it greater. We got some very funny news this week that's going to send your sides into orbit. An activist in the United Kingdom was deceived into a relationship with a Metropolitan Police officer. So just so you can understand what was going on, the police sent one of its best in order to infiltrate an environmentalist group. And the police, I assume, wined and dined this woman. He seduced her in order to find out more information about her. So I guess he invited her to dinner, told her she is beautiful, probably spoke French. He was like, mi chiquita, mi amor, I cannot live without you. Take me to your home. And as she took her into her house, the police officer started gathering evidence while he was undercover. That's why he was under the bed sheets, because he was undercover. And she did not notice that when the lights were off, he was glowing in the dark. The environmentalist activist was deceived into a 2-year intimate relationship. The commitment of the Metropolitan UK needs to be commended. However, it doesn't matter if you have commitment if you break the law. As the court decided, now they have to pay £229,000 to this lady for violating her human rights by way of just satisfaction for the breaches of her human rights. Her human rights were violated and she wanted satisfaction, which the courts offered to her. The ruling found that Kennedy had grossly debased, degraded, and humiliated Wilson by deceiving her into the relationship. The police officer relationship lasted between November 2003 and February 2005. Kennedy did not disclose to her that he was a police officer who had been sent to spy on her and the political group she supported. She only discovered his real identity in 2010. Man, I really would like to be a fly on the wall into that police chief office when he selected Mr. Kennedy for a special job. You're going to infiltrate an activist group. How am I going to do that? Seduce this woman. Kennedy was part of a covert police operation that spied on more than 1,000 predominantly left-wing and progressive political groups over more than 4 decades. Many undercover police officers deceived women they were spying on into sexual relationships during their covert deployments. Wait, like, you're telling me this was systemic? Like, that's just... That's it. Like, do these people didn't have wives at home? Like, how does the police in the UK hire people? They go like, all right, we need you to be single. We need you to be handsome. We need you to be charismatic. We need you to be able to seduce the members of the fairer sex because we have important missions for you. And what's interesting is that the men agreed. Like, it's just a job, bro. Is it just a job, though? Like, after 3 years of a relationship. On Tuesday, you can make a video game based off this. Like, you can be the police officer and you have a choice. Like, do you go deeper into the relationship and fall in love with the progressive activist by betraying everything you stand for, the oath you took while joining the police force? Or do you do your civic duty and report on her progressive activities? On Tuesday, Wilson said, the finding that these operations breached the rights to freedom of expression and assembly and were unlawful amounts to a long overdue recognition that spying on protest movement is political policing and has no place in a democratic society. Yes, in a democratic society, we force GoFundMe to deplatform these people. We don't send police officers to infiltrate. What is wrong with you?
This country is a country of openness, of respect, of compassion, of the rule of law, of the rights of the individuals, of freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from crime, freedom to love who you want and not be judged for it, freedom to do what you want with your body.
Which one of you assholes gave me the wrong tape? What is wrong with you? That was a deep fake. That didn't happen. He did not say that. He is a man that values safety. He cares about people. He cares about safety. He doesn't care about liberty and freedom and fascism. Ugh. Give me the correct line. Here we go. Now this. This is progressive. This is what I want to see. This is what I want in my country. This is the compassion that my government should have for its people. Look at it. Oh, like, try not to cry when reading this, because this is tear-jerking. It's so moving. I have never been more moved by a politician before in my entire life. Oh, Justine. Oh, Justine. Today, in the House, members of Parliament unanimously condemned, every single one of them. They joined together, and do you know what they did? They condemned. That is why you pay the big bucks. That is why you go to work driving that truck and then paying the taxes, so that the politician, unanointed, can condemn. They condemn the anti-Semitismus, the Islamophobismus, the anti-black racismus, the homophobismus. Ah, this feels so good. It's like a defibrillator being brought to my soul. This makes me happy to be alive, knowing that in Canada none of these things exist, because every single politician unanimously had the courage and the strength to stand against them. It's like a wall of politicians, like the wall of the government, and they control the people. You think you can have racismus? No! Because your taxes went to the politicians to condemn it. That's why they're paid. They are paid to do that, to condemn it. It's such a difficult job. Do you think you could do it? You probably can't, because you're a bigot. But they can. They're the only ones who can, and they finally did it. After all these years, Canada has done it. They have condemned them. And it's on display in Ottawa right now. What do you mean that it's on display? Hold on a little bit. Like, all the taxpayer money went, and the politicians did the thing, like they did the ritual. They got together and they started casting the spell. It's like anti-racism, and the spell was casted. And despite that, there is still racism. Oh my God. Oh, how can it be possible? Are the politicians that powerless? Do they not have the strength, the magical energy? They need to resign then. You need to put more powerful people in government. They cannot stop it. We need stronger politicians. Someone with the magical strength, the magical spiritual energy to actually get things done. I mean, look, I'm willing to overlook the economy. I'm willing to overlook all of the mandates. But at least get the racismus away. At least do that. And they can't do it. Oh, such sadness and woe. Such despair. Oh, they can't do even this.
Mr. Speaker, and I apologize that minister is misleading Canadians. I do get very defensive of Canadians who are outside today, patriotic, peace-loving Canadians who are called misogynist and racist by the Prime Minister. So again, I will ask the Prime Minister, who, may I remind this House, wore blackface on more times than he can remember, apologize to the peace-loving, patriotic Canadians who are outside right now just asking to be heard. Will he speak to them?
But that is a good question. What is Justine? I mean, he is the last line of defense against fascismus, anti-Semitismus, racismus, anti-homophobismus, anti-Islamophobismus, anti-misogynismus, anti-sexismus. So where is he when you need him? Because he's been missing for a while, and Canada is in despair right now without him. Without him, the transmophobismus, anti-Semitismus, Islamophobismus, like all of those words are materializing. All those concepts are forming into Canada. The letter T is in the sky. People need him. People need their hero. Where is he? He needs to go down and hold a speech like he did in the past when he defended the LLL community.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
I mean, that speech was so powerful, it even shook Romania. Because all the bigots in Romania just got hit by a spiritual energy from that speech. Like, bigots were BTFO'd. That is how powerful Trudeau is. He is the last line of defense against bigotrismus. So where is he? Where is he when the world requires him the most? There are transgender people in Canada crying to the sky, Trudeau, help us! Help us, the culture is changing! Trudeau, we need you! Hold the speech! The letter T can brightly be seen. And I think I know why people cannot find him. Tucker Carlson on Fox News explains why Trudeau is nearly impossible to be found.
Fooling Native Americans. And yes, there is a difference, bigot. Not all Indians are the same. Here's Justin Trudeau wearing the traditional headdress of one of Canada's many indigenous tribes. Like the Aztecs of yore, Justin Trudeau will rip your heart out, ladies. And yet, what's this? Is that Clark Kent of Superman fame? No, once again, it's just Justin Trudeau. He can impersonate fictional characters. Here he is looking like a stranded pilot in the desert from one of the Star Wars movies. He could literally be hiding on a soundstage in Hollywood as we speak. He could even be on a ranch, as these pictures demonstrate. Look at that hat. Unbelievable. As long as no one hands him a gun or asks him where food comes from, that's a convincing rancher right there.
You know what? Using that information, I think I may know where Justine is. I think he's in Switzerland. Look at this. Man declares himself woman to retire early. A savvy male who's playing the new meta. He is playing the new patch, progressive patch 2.0, which allows you to go to the government and say, I'm a woman. And the government gives you an ID with which you can get early retirement. So this is the correct way to play the game. This is the meta, the way to get free shit. There is shit out there that is free and you just need to reach it. And this man, he knew how to do it because he is smarter than all of you put together. So he went there and did a Justin Trudeau. He transmogrified himself and said, I am a woman. And the government went, well, I guess, welcome to early retirement. The man exploited a loophole. What do you mean exploited a loophole? Like, you literally are allowed to go and you identify as a woman. It doesn't matter if you are. Like, all you need is to identify. And if you identified, then you are. So, women are allowed to retire early. Bada bing, bada boom. The man is playing the new meta. Don't be a hater. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Apparently, the country's new simplified sex change legislation, which was designed for this man in particular, he registered as a woman so that he could become eligible for a lavish pension at an earlier year. Starting January the 1st, a 10-minute long interview and the payment of 75 Swiss francs is enough for a person in Switzerland to change their sex on paper. That is the only thing that matters. If it's not on paper, it doesn't exist. So the government loves playing papers, please. That's why this is the way the game is played. Such procedures as a physical examination and hormonal testing have been eliminated. Yeah, because it is for this reason, like to encourage men like this to benefit from the free stuff, to bring equality, to bring equity. Right? So, all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, as I said, one stamp, a signature, and there you go. One citizen, a man from the canton of Lucerne in the German-speaking central part of the country, saw this as a good opportunity to profit. In the wealthy Alpine state, the retirement age for men is 65 years, and it's 64 for women. And the pensions are really high. From 30,000 euros. So the yet unnamed person apparently decided not to wait another year, and he did the correct thing and change his papers. There have been so far no reports of the authorities in Lucerne planning to challenge this reported application. Well, they can't. Like, how can they challenge? Like, the man did what the law allows him. I mean, there are politicians which he probably voted for to make this possible for him. Her. Sorry, my bad. I'm a bigot. Her. What? Why is this paper misleading me? I almost forgot to realize that I'm supposed to call it her. However, the reported isolated incident has pointed to significant flaws in their sex change rules. I wonder, like, who could have foreseen this? Like, make it so that if someone just changes a piece of paper and the process is very easy, they get to cut 1 year off work and then they get a pension. And then they were like, pick at your face when a person decided to take advantage of this. Imagine my shock. In other news, a chicken, yes, a chicken was caught while sneaking into one of America's most defended places, the Pentagon. So luckily, the US took the correct measures and apprehended this chicken and then put it into a basket and notified the Animal Welfare League of Arlington on Facebook. So we have Facebook to thank for managing to getting us rid of the chicken. Now, people on the internet decided to name this chicken Ethel Rosenberg. For those of you who don't know, Ethel Rosenberg was an American spy. She was spying on behalf of the Soviet Union in the 50s. And just like Rosenberg, it's quite possible that this chicken is also going to get executed. I mean, it's what happens to chickens if you think about it. Eventually, they end up as someone's dinner. So it is a fitting name for a very naughty chicken. In other news, a very interesting piece of art has been placed in New York City. A cube made out of solid gold. $11.7 million worth, to be precise. Isn't this beautiful? Like, if you were walking by, wouldn't you stop and look at this beautiful piece of art? I guess the artiste poured his soul into it. It's probably so difficult to make that no other person could make it. So this is why it was put on display. It's like, I made this. You can't make this. By the way, does anything says screw the homeless more than this? Like, you know, there's people homeless in New York. It's a big homeless population there. They're like dropping the cube. Drop the golden cube! Boom! Apparently, it comes equipped with a security detail, and many people on the internet wanted to pay it a visit. I really don't get why the poor hate the rich. Like, you get this ideology of eat the rich. I mean, what did the rich ever do to upset people? The rich, they talk about diversity, inclusion, equity. And if they talk about those things, it's enough. Like, what more do you want from them? They're perfect people. Donate to their Patreon. I mean, look at Jeff Bezos, right? Like, when you think diversity, I think of Jeff Bezos. When I think equity, I think about Jeff Bezos' yacht. And look what he is doing. His super yacht won't fit through a historic bridge. Which one do you think is going to back down? Jeff Bezos' yacht or the historic bridge? Of course the historic bridge. It's going to be dismantled. Why? Because Jeff pays for it. He pays to dismantle everything. This is how you dismantle capitalism. You dismantle it. By the way, do you guys think his yacht is eco-friendly? His super yacht, my bad. Yacht is what peasants have. No, he's got a super yacht, which costs around $485 million. But is it eco-friendly? Because now it's all about the environment, protecting Mother Gaia, the nature. Oh, we need carbon credits. We need to stop polluting. Buy an electric car, you bigot. Do you think his super yacht works on solar batteries? Huh? Huh? I should do like the Japanese do it. It's a lot better. See, Romanians go, but Japanese go, How did that Bonnie girl go, Is it Is it eco-friendly? Does Greta Thunberg know? What is Greta Thunberg doing? I heard she's in India harassing some miners or something. Why isn't she harassing Mr. Bezos? Oh, Mr. Bezos is too powerful. He's too strong. The people, the weaklings. If you're weak, you get Greta Thunberg. If you're strong, you get bridges dismantled in front of you. Almost no leftist is upset about this, by the way. I'm just putting it out there. Completely normal. This is just something that happens. Of course, he's going to pay for it. Yeah. No one is outraged. Eat the rich, just not Jeff Bezos, because he has Amazon and Twitch. You can't go on Twitch and talk bad things about the man. You might end up being the platform. So that's that. But what does the media talk about? Well, according to CNN, they're labeling Ukrainian city of Kharkiv as part of Russia. That's a Chad move, CNN. That is stunning and brave. That is quite bold. I mean, I know CNN is a little bit more left-leaning, but come on. Really? Well, what would the people of Kharkiv say? Is this dangerous misinformation? Can it cause harm? What if you hear on the news the Russians have entered Kharkiv? And the Americans would be like, oh, so? I mean, it's their city. No, you need to do something. Nah. It's their city. Maybe there are politicians who listen to CNN and they'll be like, my lord, Malige. Oh, I'm sorry. How do Americans name their politician? I know they act like aristocracy, but I don't think you can call them my lord. But still, you go to them and it's like, the Russians have invaded Kharkiv. That's okay. I saw it on CNN. Kharkiv is part of Russia. I mean, CNN wouldn't lie. They don't misinform. They have a team of fact checkers. They fact check everything. They're probably fact checking me right now. Speaking of fact checking, something very peculiar, something very bizarre happened. The US government had a press statement, and a journalist was confrontational with the speaker. He wasn't just confrontational with the speaker, he kept hammering the speaker on. He cornered him. What type of journalist does that? Let's watch.
Okay, well, that's quite a mouthful there. So you said actions such as these suggest otherwise. Suggest meaning they suggest they're not interested in talks and they're going to go ahead with some kind of a... What action are you talking about?
One, the actions I've just pointed to. The fact that Russia continues to engage in disinformation campaigns.
You made an allegation that they might do that. Have they actually done it?
What we know, Matt, is what I have just said, that they have engaged in this activity, in this planning activity. But let me because obviously this is not the first time we've made these reports public. You'll remember that just a few weeks ago.
I'm sorry. Made what report public?
If you'll let me finish, I will tell you what report we made public. We told you a few weeks ago that we have information indicating Russia also has already prepositioned a group of operatives to conduct a false flag operation in eastern Ukraine. So that, Matt, to your question, is an action that Russia has already taken.
It's an action that you say that they have taken, but you have shown no evidence to confirm that. And I'm going to get to the next question here, which is, what is the evidence that they... I mean, this is like crisis actors, really? This is like Alex Jones territory you're getting into now. What evidence do you have to support the idea that there is some propaganda film in the making?
Matt, this is derived from information known to the U.S. government, intelligence information that we have declassified. I think you know...
Okay, well, where is it? Where is this information?
It is intelligence information that we have declassified.
Well, where is it? Where's the declassified information?
I just delivered it.
No, you made a series of allegations and statements.
Would you like us to print out the topper? Because you will see a transcript of this briefing that you can print out for yourself.
That's not evidence, Ned. That's you saying it. That's not evidence. I'm sorry.
What would you like, Matt?
I would like to see some proof that you that you can show that
Matt, you have been
that shows shows that the Russians are doing this. Ned, I've been doing this for a long time.
I know, that was my point. You have been doing this for quite a while. You know that when we declassify intelligence information, we do so in a means we do so with an eye to protecting sources and methods.
Is not going to fall. I remember a lot of things. So where is the declassified information other than you coming out here and saying?
Matt, I'm sorry you don't like the format, but we have declassified.
It's not the format; it's the content.
I'm sorry you don't like the content. I'm sorry you are doubting the information that is in the possession of the U.S. government.
No,
what I'm telling you is that this is information that's available to us. We are making it available to you.
That was so unnatural. That is so bizarre. What type of democracy is that, where the press accuses the government of pushing conspiracy theory? Like, that is so unnatural. It should be a crime. It should be crimes against nature. Do you be like, the government pushes conspiracy theory? Only the people and YouTubers have that ability, which needs to be stamped out, of course. But like, the government? Comparing the government with Alex Jones? Expecting proof from the government. It's the government. You don't expect proof from the government. The government expects proof from you. And like the press talking like that. Who do they think they are? The press getting agitated and arrogant. What an arrogant journalist. Anyway, that's about all. I hope I managed to entertain you guys and put a smile on your face. If you want to entertain me in return, it's time for some shameless e-begging and self-promotion. There is a link to my subscribe star into the pinned comment. There's also a link to my other channel where I live stream. And I'll be live streaming right after this. Maybe we will have some more news to talk about, things that happened this week, but I couldn't include them here. You can interact with me. I know. Oh, joy. Also, if you are a poor person and cannot subscribe to Subscribe Star, that's okay. I have an alternative. You can give a thumbs up on this video. You can share it. And you can also subscribe to my channel, and I would appreciate it. And it would also put a smile on my face. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a big problem. You see, my wife accidentally ordered 1 kilogram of olives. What am I going to do with so many olives? But yeah, I have olives. If anyone happens to be in Romania, if you want some olives, I'll give you 1 kilogram of them. Like, what type of food can you even make with olives besides salad? 1 kilogram. Can you imagine? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Actually, I'll see you on my live stream because you're clicking that link right now. Click it. Click it. It's going to be funny. I guarantee to you. I'll see you there.